What's going on, world? It's your boy Gemini Brown here, back with another episode of Nalo Kicking Knowledge. Now today we're going to do the Midheaven in Pisces. And if you don't know, the Midheaven is basically a strong indicator of what your career should be. It's usually the same sign as your 10th house, but it can be different. And the Midheaven is really going to let you know how your best choices to combine with what you've got going on already. Alright guys, so before we just talk about that, just remember, sun signifies your career, your true individuality. Okay? So I'm just gonna say if you're an Aries, you're gonna want some type of job where you can either be competing with others, using your body physically, maybe like an athlete, or let me see, for Aries. There's many things that Aries can do, but the Aries is actually, they just have that spark to go do what it is. Like they really want to have an aggressive, they're going to be aggressive in all that in their career. A Taurus, something with finances, making things look good, like art, food, something very earthy. Gemini, communication, media. Cancer, caretaking, something nurturing. And these can all be combined. Alright? So really look at your sun sign. Let's take that into account and link it up with this Pisces Midheaven. So the Pisces Midheaven stresses that you need a job that allows, that you feel spiritually connected to. Okay? The social settings, the people that you're around, you're rather, I would say, influenced by them, or you pick up a lot. Yeah, you pick up a lot of their energies. Okay? So I would think this position definitely is, by meeting the right people, by reading the correct people, can either change their outlook on what they want to do. But the thing about Pisces is that Pisces has this wonderful imagination. The Pisces energy gives wonderful imagination. So whatever it is that you choose to do, you're gonna want to infuse your imaginative qualities in there. You're gonna want to be able to drift off and apply your little fantasies to your job. Another thing, and I think this is a huge thing, and more so why maybe most with this go towards like artsy things or stuff like that. There's a need for isolation in the Pisces energy. So that will reflect a job where, not say you don't work around people, but let's say a majority of the time you can be in your own office or whatever, working isolated, using that imagination. Also, just to like, I'm reluctant to really, I don't really just want to say all the jobs that go with the sign. I really want you to sit there and look at your chart and put the pieces together. Just a reminder, we look at the 9th house, we look at the 10th house, whatever planets are there. We look at the planets with the 2 highest degrees in our charts. What careers do they represent? What houses are they sitting in? And it's a matter of combination. There's no clear-cut one answer like this is what I should do. It's more so just indications. And I'm trying to give you these indications through qualities of how you would want to feel at work. So the Pisces Midheaven, you want something where you can be spiritually connected to it. Maybe share your own spiritual or philosophical, religious knowledge. So a teacher can be seen from this position, depending on how everything else is looking. Also, of course, artists, musicians, actors out there, using their imagination, writers. All right. So you want that, something where you can feel very spiritually attached to, spread a message. You need isolation to work effectively. Like I said, not complete isolation, but something where it's all on you. You can sit there with yourself, because that's when you're going to be at your best and get your best ideas. And just as a reminder, Sun is in the 10th house. That means you need to excel and become the head of whatever you do. Be your own boss. Being an employee isn't favorable. It's gonna hurt your ego. Being anything less than at the top. Moon, you're gonna be really emotionally. You need to be really emotionally attached to this career, and also take into the account the sign Moon is in. If Mercury's there, it's a strong indication that you'll be communicating in your career. You'll be organizing information in your career. And keep in mind what sign it is in. The planets naturally represent things. The sign links it. It's a combination, man. Venus. You're gonna want to work with other creative, imaginative people, preferably females. Preferably, even if you're a guy or a girl. And you'll tend to work with those people. They might be a different culture than you. You understand me? Mars. If you get Mars in your 10th house, you got the motivation to go. You have the drive and will to succeed. I would say as long as Mars is not debilitated or getting really receiving some bad aspects, that Mars in there should make you really assertive and really aggressive about your career. Jupiter's there. Jupiter is like, you're going to be looking to learn from others. You may run into people who teach you a lot within your career. 2, your career for you becomes like a philosophy, or it becomes your wisdom. You really are, that becomes almost your identity in a sense. And it'll stick with you. Like this is what I should have said. With Jupiter, you'll be religiously connected to your career. You're very spiritually connected to it. And you'll run into people who want to teach you things about it, or others will be coming to you to learn. And that's a huge indication to go teach. Huge indication to go teach. Jupiter in the 9th or 10th. Huge. Saturn, you're going to be very disciplined. Very disciplined about your career. It's going to require you to work hard, and at times your career may cause you a lot of stress, or you may feel very stressed, I should say. You feel very stressed about finding a career. But with this position, after the Saturn return, it's like the world is your oyster. Go do whatever you want. So for some people, this can indicate late success in life. So maybe before your Saturn return, you're just doing odd jobs to get by. And Saturn, I've seen a lot. With this position. Saturn and Venus. A lot of women from like 93 to like 95, I think, or 94, 92, something like that. A lot of charts seeing ended up with Aries risings, ended up with Saturn and Venus in Aquarius. And so not Aries rising, pardon me, Taurus rising. And that gave, what I've seen with all of them, they have some type of creative ability, and it's all different. It's all different. But when Venus, I forgot to say, when Venus is there, Venus comes up in a place, you're going to really look to seek, you're going to seek to really beautify the things in your career. Like, you're going to have to have that appreciation for it in a creative aspect. I'm sorry, guys, I'm not doing the outer planets, and yeah, I'm not doing that. But I hope you guys enjoyed this, alright? And I think I'm going to be mixing it up. I'm going to do this Midheaven series, but I'm not going to do it straight. I think like another day, I'm going to start the Sun series, Sun sign series. Alright? So that was my interpretation of Pisces Midheaven. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, feel free to do so. Got a lot more coming. Alright? Peace.